to begin to look at it. And that is that invitation which Prophet Joel tells us that, tear your heart, not your garments. Is because the Lord dwells in your heart, and it needs a pure heart, not our outward show of the clothing. These are very, very serious invitation. Imagine the time you have done something bad. Is it because of your clothes? I don't think so. The time you have reflected on doing something, whether taking away your friend's notes, or stealing your friend's book, or saying something, is not because of your clothes, but is because of the evil that is in your heart. And that's where the change must come from. Not from these clothes that I put on, that you put on. Paul's letter to the Corinthians tells us that we are ambassadors of Christ. You are ambassadors of Christ. And what do ambassadors do? Politically, ambassadors represent their country. Even when things are not good in their country, they stand and still think that that is the right way to be done. Those of you who once in a while watch the news, you might see, or you might have seen, while there was a protest in the UN when the ministers of foreign affairs from Russia was defending their action, and people walked away. For him, he had to stand that Russia is right. So, you and me are ambassadors of Christ. That means as we live here, we are going to stand and represent Christ. We live here and go back to our schools and to our homes as ambassadors of Christ. People who stand and believe for what Christ came for. I hope and pray that you are ready. I hope and pray that you are ready. And Paul tells his followers that now is the appointed time. Now it is the acceptable time. It is the day of your salvation. Now is the day for me and for you to change. It is not tomorrow. It is now. It is now that we tear our hearts, not our clothes. Many of us are good at saying, Mani, I will pray tomorrow. I will do good tomorrow. But do you know how long tomorrow might be for you? No. Because we don't know what the Master has for tomorrow, for you and for me. So the time to change is now. The time to begin to do good is now. And that's why he says, at the acceptable time I have listened to you and help you on the day of salvation. He has shown us the light. He has shown us the way. Behold, now is the acceptable time. Behold, now is the day of salvation. Not tomorrow, but now. And the now begins with this task. The now begins with the three tasks, the three pillars of Lent: fasting, praying, and almsgiving. Some of us will say, me, I'm a student, I don't have anything to give. No, you have a lot to give. Do you buy love? Huh? Just to love your colleagues, to be nice to them, must you buy it? Is there a market for that? Why don't you begin to be good today? Eh? Some of us are selfish, by the way. My books are my books. My knowledge is my knowledge. But at the end of the day, when only one person passes in the school, is that good? A particular class must all pass. And that's when the school gets a very good record. Isn't that true? So does your selfishness help you at the end of the day? Will it help you? So all of us can begin to do something in whatever way we can. Must you buy prayer? Eh? Don't you have a moment when you want to pray? Eh? Do you need a lot to pray? Doesn't God listen to your prayer? Eh? So all of us are being invited as ambassadors of Christ to take back the pillars of Lent, which is prayer, fasting, and almsgiving. And as ambassadors, we don't wait, we begin it now. So as we leave here at the end of it, that's what we are supposed to go with. That my heart needs to change. There's what they call metanoia. That internal change must begin today and now. And when there's a change in my heart, then now I can move out as an ambassador of Christ. And then I can now invite others to pray, to do charity, and to fast. We pray that as we go back to our schools and to our homes, we go back as ambassadors of Christ. When the change is beginning with me, now and here, not tomorrow. The Lord be with you. We now begin the second part of this liturgy, which is putting ashes in our forehead. The ashes were already blessed during the first Mass at 6 a.m. I am told that students have a mentality that after receiving the ashes, they go away. I beg you, don't. Eh? I ask you, don't. Because that is only one thing you have come for. You have also come to pray. That is the mentality that many of us, after we have received the ashes, we walk away. That means you have come for what you really don't know. So I ask you, and I beg you, that remain, because the school has brought you and the teachers are here. They're not going to be policemen or police women, but you know your action better. Are we together? Is that clear? See, I'm also a teacher. And I'm soon going to begin working in the school, so I know how students behave. So I beg you.
Gently, we shall use two lines here, but we shall first, the first in the church, then we shall proceed those ones outside. Even this side, you shall make just a line, and even the other corner, the other side, a line. So let us be gently, move gently, and then you go back, then those who are outside, they will start. We start with the front benches, please. Those who are outside, stay there. The one who was going to give you ashes is coming. So stand.
bigwe lero tubonerere tuone omuliro Katonda tusasire atuwe chisonyiwo mujemwe na mwenenye ebibi byamwe bigwe banji bafa bulijjo nga bali musubiro ne batasonyirwa nga buku obwekisa lelo tubonerere tuwone omuliro Katonda tusasire atuwe